All right, I think we're alive. I think we're alive. Polito, Oseo, Mabikwa. Love, harmony, and light to each and every one of y'all. Welcome to today's build. We're gonna have a great time. All right, give me a second. Let me just make sure audio is good as usual. All right, give me a second. Give me 1 second. All right, put that on pause for a second. All right. Let me just greet everybody. Alrighty. So we're about to do this. Just so y'all know, I've invited a few of the matriarchs on this call. So hopefully everyone gets their email and check their email. What I'm gonna do is, let me just give everyone a text, let them know that the email was sent. And give me a second, guys. So y'all could go ahead and build in the meantime, between yourselves, all right? Because we have a great build this evening. We definitely making some moves. We're making some moves, you know what I mean? The rise of the American Aboriginals. We got a lot to talk about. Shelly and please check your emails, all right? Check your emails. Please check your emails. Check your emails, all right? Bear with me, guys. Bear with me, okay? Let me just confirm this. But it's confirmed. Let me just make sure that everybody know that the email was sent. Okay. While I'm here, just let me take the time to, you know how we do, never start anything without giving thanks to the Great Spirit, acknowledging the Great Spirit, acknowledging our ancestors, honor our mothers and fathers so that our days will be longer. You already know how it is. Polito, to each and every one of you, man, listen, we're going to have a great build this evening as usual. So let's do this. We're about to get into this, all right? Cool. All right, I think we should be good here. Okay. All right, cool. All right. All right, cool. Okay, I got a video now. Okay, good. Everybody's good. All right, brothers and sisters, check this out, right? For all those of you who are supposed to be on the live feed, please do me a favor. Check your emails so that you have the link and you're able to log into, the build. All right. Yes, you could also be on the chat, but I need you as a guest. I don't really want to use the word guest, but guest just seem a little bit too formal. You know what I mean? But I need you to be a part of the build. So please check your email, click the link, and accept the invite. All right. Now, with that being said, I just want to say a couple of things. Going back, not to the last video I just did with the elder today, all right? Going back to the prior video, the one we did last night with brother, Crumb Snatcher and the brother, brother L. I just want to say a couple of things even before we proceed, all right? One thing I want you guys, well, not one thing, but a couple of things I want you guys to know about me, and is this. I am not into debates, okay? I am not into the having a build with my brothers or my sisters and get into all these debates and acting up and shouting and screaming at each other. I don't do that. Even if some people make some points that I don't agree with, I'm not going to get into a debate with them on a live platform. I'm not going to do that because I'll tell you why. This is what's expected of us. You feel me? This is what's expected of us. They are watching. And the more we get on these public platforms and continue to fight each other, then they know they ain't got to take us serious. But for me, I don't do that. If I don't agree with something, I'll let somebody know. But this is what I do. If we have a big disagreement, so to speak, I'm going to hit that individual up personally. Okay? I'm going to hit them up personally, and I'm going to talk to them privately. I am not going to do it on the internet or any social platform, because that's what they expect of us. That's what they want us to do. And I'm not going to do that. So with that being said, the build we had, all right, with brother, Crumb Snatcher and brother L, a lot of stuff was discussed. But I always tell people, get what resonates with you. And what doesn't resonate with you, just leave it alone. Okay? Because it's not everything that I disagree with, I have to get up and jump and get all rowdy to show, well, I know more than you. You don't know more than me. Listen, if that's what y'all looking for, y'all got the wrong platform. Because I'm not about that. I'm about peace and love and building. I am tired of seeing how people fight with each other. This is not another platform with conscious people fighting each other and debating each other. I'm not going to do that. Okay? Furthermore, I just want to make a few things clear. And like I told my brother, okay, that's here, I told him, listen, I'm going to call the brother, all right, have a personal conversation in private, and then we could come back and do another build and continue the good work that we have all the intentions of putting forth for people. Okay? All right, we have one of the guests so far. Peace and, well, not wholesome love and light. Who we got on the call so far? Introduce yourself.
It's me, Asia.
All right, Asia. All right, good to see you. Do me a favor, right? I'm just gonna bring you on in a minute. Just mute your phone real quick so we don't hear any background. But I'm gonna call you into the build. I'm gonna call you into the build in a few. So just hang on, okay, sis? I just want to
Sure.
I appreciate that. I just want to get something off my chest. All right. So that's number one.
Okay.
Not you, sis. I'm talking to everybody else. I'll let you know when I want you to come in and build. All right. So with that being said, another thing.
Okay.
A lot of things was said that I personally didn't agree with. For instance, all right. I personally don't think or believe that the entire world was called Asia. And even if it was called Asia, who gets to make that determination? Was it the Most High? The Most High didn't make that determination. So at the end of the day, it is still Earth. And we are all indigenous people and original people of Mother Earth. So I'm going to put it as that. Another thing that I don't agree with is that America is North Africa. I don't agree with that. But I'm not going to get into a debate with my brother when at the same time we're trying to build. So I will hit him up in private and let him know, hey, brother, this is certain things I don't resonate with, and we just have to let it be what it is. All right? That's the true definition of let's put our differences aside and deal with what we have in common. We have a common oppressor. We have a parasite that's, promoting genocide, killing our people. And that is my main focus. Okay? I don't believe, I know this is not North Africa. Why can't it be the other way around, that in like the right between the equatorial line between South America and Africa, why does America got to be North Africa? Why can't Africa be South America? You feel me? Because I know everything was taught in backwards. So I'm not going to get into the semantics of the teachings of the colonizers. I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to get into a debate with my brother to show people the same discourse of what we have been seeing on all these other platforms, brothers fighting each other. This is not the platform for that. Okay? But I personally don't believe that. And it doesn't resonate with my spirit. This is not North Africa. Okay? There is more of a better chance that Africa is South America. Okay? Now that resonates with me. Whether it's true or not, I don't care. The point I'm trying to make is I am an American and nobody's going to take that away from me. Period. Okay? Nobody's going to take that away from me. I'm not an Asiatic. I'm not a Moor. I'm an American Aboriginal. Okay? We also had a discussion about the word Aborigine. Listen, internationally within law, Aborigines are considered to be internationally to be the original people of a land. All right, the most ancient people of a land, and that stands in law internationally. That's why the Australian Aboriginals fought for their land and they got it back after 37 years. All right, so I'm going to stand on that. You feel me? So I just want to make that clear. All right, it's not every time somebody come on the platform we got to keep fighting each other, man. I ain't doing that. I'm not going to do that. All right, so I just wanted to make that clear. All right, this platform is about truth, and we're going to stand on truth, and y'all know how I flow. And with that being said, let us continue with this build. Now, I have sent the email to a few sisters. Like I said, this build today is about bringing some of our matriarchs, into the fold and tell their story, because a lot of these platforms are male dominated. All right, and our matriarchs need to step up. All right, I want to give them a voice. All right, let people hear their stories, because their voice have been silent for too long, and I just want to make sure they have a platform to be able to speak their truth, tell people their story, let people know that we respect them, we honor them, and we are going to protect them. All right, now with that being said, if there are actually sisters that's on the chat right now, and you would like to be part of the build, let me know. Just send me your email and I will send you the invitation, and you're more than welcome to join the chat. So sis, let's build. You're the only guest that's on right now, so let's do this. Hopefully she could hear me. I know she, all right, hey, there she is. Can you hear me? I think you mute yourself. You could unmute yourself. Okay, perfect. All right, so how you doing? Introduce yourself to the family, and let them know. You don't have to give them your address because I don't want nobody stalking you, but let them know what area,
Right.
what part of the country you in, and just, hey, let's get, tell them your story.
Okay. And you're talking to me, correct?
Yes, I'm talking to you, my sister.
Okay. So greetings to everyone. I am Asia. I'm in the Florida territory of America.
Mhm.
As far as telling my story,
And hold up. What I mean by that is, tell us, how did you come into, the understanding, or came into the light of knowing that we were and we are the original people of that land? Like, how did you come about that?
okay, that's a great a great point to start. Um, I would say that there's not one woman, man, or child that, or young, man or woman that can say that they haven't heard someone say, "Oh yeah, we got Indian in our family."
Mhm.
Okay, so to know that, you've heard that, and we just kind of bypass it, or we really don't make a big thing of it, because for all our lives, most of our lives, we've been called Black,
Right.
or African American, or all these other names that they call us.
Right.
But I was listening to YouTube, a few people, because I'm always striving to get to know, who I am through other people, you know what I mean? And gaining information. I've gone through the process of the Moors. That sounded so, authentic to me, so real to me, as far as identity is concerned. And the only thing that kind of bothers me with that is it's like a secret, you know what I mean? It's not things that's openly exposed or openly discussed and widely discussed to the masses, in as much as I think it should be. I also was watching a brother on YouTube who led me to watching you. He's quite, passionate about what he's doing as well. And he had an article, he showed an article where the same website I used to look at for is concerning the Moors, RV Bay. Um it was saying that it was a 501c3.
Okay.
And that's in connection with the government.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm not here to, bash the government or anything. I'm just here to, state who I am. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
And basically the way I look at 501c3s is, if you're a 501c3, and I may be wrong, but I think I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a 501c3 organization, you have to be mindful that you have to go about things the way that the government will have you to do.
Yeah.
And that didn't sit too well with me, because they speak really strongly about against certain things about the government, and it really didn't it just felt like something was missing with the more ideal. It was just something missing. So I listened some more to Dane Calloway, which I really respect him and in the way he presents the information. But I ran across you and I was like, wow. And I'm not trying to blow your head up, bro. I'm just saying, you really helped. You and Dane Calloway really helped me to see things. It's simple. It's not hard.
Right.
It's not difficult to see that, everything that I thought was, it really is.
Right.
My great grandmother, she was Indian.
Right.
I mean, and then I'm also thinking like, why would they want you to be called the Indians?
Right.
Why wouldn't they want to name you a name every so often, every few, decades? They want to name you something else,
right.
Because if I can tell you that you're this, then, if I could tell you you're black, then you have no legal standing.
Right.
That's why we can kill you and get away with it. Absolutely. That's why we can, have certain powers over you, like I just basically, my whole story about this is I really wanted to find out who I was. And through listening to Dane Calloway and you, I really feel more inspired about, getting close to my ancestors, connecting with my ancestors. I really have way more compassion for my people. And I also have no tolerance for coonery and foolishness. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Just by watching the videos, it really enlightened me to see, to dig more, into who I am and find out who I am. And also I have more courage to, ask questions to people in my environment. Like, what do you think, where do you think the Indians are? Oh, they're on reservations. Or I ask questions like, what if we were the actual Indians? Some people have told me we are. We are the Indians. Some people have told me, well, we have Indian in us and we're mixed, but we're not the, the full blood Indians. I was like, nah. I hear a lot of things on YouTube as well as saying I'm a black Indian. No. It's like an oxymoron if you identify as black, which that's not anything to identify with, but it's an oxymoron. It's one and the same, but it's not saying we are against, or I am against Africans, okay? Because for a long time people say, where you from? You must be from Haiti or Africa or somewhere. And I'm like, no, as far as I know, I'm from America, because that's all I know. That's all I know, and I'm proud of that.
No doubt.
That's why they can't deport me. They can't deport me and send me somewhere else, because this is where I'm from.
Word. All right, so that's what. So you know what? And I'm happy. You feel so strong and passionate about your identity, and your lineage and your blood pedigree. So based on what you have said, let me just, if you don't mind, let me just clarify a few things, right?
Okay.
So number one, here's the thing. A lot of people have the misconception. I'm not going to say the wrong conception, but the misconception as to the whole purpose of having a 501c3. Now, there's nothing wrong in having a 501c3. It depends on the type of organization that you have. Okay. But when, for me personally, my opinion is, if I'm going to have an organization that deals with my nationality as an Aboriginal, as an indigenous, I don't want no foreigner having control over that period. Okay, so I agree with you at that point. Now, when you have a
Makes sense.
501c3 and then you have a business organization where it's all business, it's not attached to the living man or the living woman, then you're doing commerce. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a
Okay.
commercial
Yeah.
world that's set up. So in order to do commerce, we have to be able to understand and overstand the commercial language. That's why you have the UCC code, which stands for Uniform Commercial Codes. The UCC only deals with corporations. And another video I'm going to do, I'm going to build on the birth certificate and the name on the birth certificate, which is actually a corporation. We'll get into that another time. So all that's dealing with commerce. But when you have separated yourself and you want to act in a private capacity, then I don't think having a 501c3 representing you in your indigenous standing as a natural person or being, I don't think that's the right move to make. You see?
Okay.
So with that concept in mind, or that fact in mind, I would have to question all these organizations that's claiming to give people nationality with a 501c3 attached to it. I think I have a little problem with that. However, if it's a business and just a business, okay, then there's nothing wrong in having a 501c3, nothing wrong in having a nonprofit organization, as long as it just deals with commerce. But once again, when you're dealing with your natural being, then I don't think a 501c3 should be the head of you. The only authority that we should have as natural indigenous people is our creator. And that's the best way I could articulate that to my own understanding.
That makes complete sense. But so you're saying that as long as the 501c3 is dealing in commercial, it's a good thing?
Well, for tax purposes, because remember, we don't have control, okay, of our land. All right. So we're still living in a commercial system. All right. So to avoid the headaches, tickets and IRS coming after you, all these things, then if you're going to deal in the commercial capacity, then for some reason we have to play by the rules until
Right.
we set up our own structure and say, hey, listen, this is supposed to be a government to government relationship. We are going to set up indigenous businesses, indigenous people are tax exempt. You see what I'm saying? Then
Right.
we have to set up those type of relationships. Okay, so
Okay.
whether RB, they, whatever that publication is, 501c3 or not, I don't know. But I'm just letting you know in terms of, looking at it from a commercial standpoint and a private standpoint, this is pretty much my, my take on that. You feel me?
Okay. I feel
All
you.
right. All right. So I know, so you said that you're in Florida and it looks like you actually on the land. So is there anything that you're working, like what are you doing, okay, in pushing forward in exercising your indigenous rights, and what type of foods do you grow? Your own food? I mean, do you have your own land? I mean, what talk to us a little bit about that if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. I don't have my own land. A lot of people, don't have their own land. But as far as me, I don't have my own land. But I make my home where I am. I'm sitting at my garden right now. We've been in a drought here in Florida. Well, really in the South anyway. We've been in a drought. So a few of my babies are wiltering right now. But I'm gonna show what's looking good too. So
Okay. And
it's my
what
basil, my
basil,
squash,
okay.
tomatoes, and greens.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a few things that's I'm growing out here, and I'm very proud of. It's a lot of us, women out here that are in the system. You know what I'm saying? And when the whole Donald Trump thing happened, I know that scared the poop out of a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, because they are so dependent on what the government has to give instead of you know, placing our feet on the ground and doing what we need to do to make ourselves more self-sufficient, you know.
Right.
So, you know, that inspired me because I have quite a few friends that, you know, was affected by that. So,
Okay.
you know, yeah, I think it's very important to be self-sufficient because you just never know when somebody want to pull the rug from under you.
Okay. So, but so let me. So I'm glad you said that, right? Um, I guess after, because people are asking, you don't necessarily have to give your location per se, but what part of Florida are you in, if you don't mind? Because
Northeast,
she's in
the Northeast.
Northeast Florida. So if you're in Florida and you want to build with the sister when she come back to the chat, y'all could definitely build and work that out. You feel me? Let me ask you another question, sis. Like do you have any children?
Yes, I
Okay.
have 5.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I like that.
Right.
All right. Let me
Right.
ask you, right? How important is it for our children to know who they are? And if it is important, whether it is or not, whose responsibility is it to make sure that our children know exactly who they are?
I'll answer that right off. It's the mother and father's responsibility. That's why
Mhm.
we have to know who we are.
Right.
That's why we have to know who we are. It's very important because, you know, I had my daughter come to me and tell me that, you know, she was playing with a young lady, a little girl around her age, maybe a little younger.
Mhm.
Um, and she was of the so-called white, you know, race or whatever.
Mhm.
And this is how you know or can have an idea of what, you know, other children's mothers and fathers are telling them or teaching them.
Mhm.
This child told my daughter, you know, I like you, but I just don't like that you're black.
Mhm. Mhm.
My daughter said, I'm not black.
Right. Right.
You see my arm? I'm brown.
Right. Right.
I was so proud of her when she said that to me, but it's just the fact that, you know, we are welcoming type of people, you know, and that's sometimes a good thing and sometimes a bad thing, you know.
Right.
But I'm happy that my daughter knew that she wasn't black
Right.
because that's a big deal. Because, you know, when James Brown made that song "I'm Black and I'm Proud,"
Yeah.
that make you want to move anyway, and
Yeah.
almost make you have this sense of pride, you know.
Right. Right.
You know, but in all actuality, I feel like that was a move to a legal move, you know,
Yeah. Oh
to
yes.
have us, you know,
Right.
it was cultural, it was social, but it was also a legal move to put us in a place of, not knowing who we really are,
You're right. It was
you know,
definitely a political move, and
political move.
it
Yeah.
was. And just so you know, I think Dan Grand Bassa, they said they in West Palm. So again, my goal is just to connect us, all right, because we're in so many different places, and a lot of times people just feel isolated and feel lonely. Like people hit me up all the time, Chief, it's just me here out here doing this, and I want y'all to know y'all not alone. There are other people, brothers and sisters in different parts of the country that's looking, that's wanting to reach out to others who actually are vibrating on the same frequency. You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, to connect us all. And to me, it is so important that our women have a voice, because their voice was taken away from them. The truth of the matter is, let me just hold on for 1 second. O'Neill or O'Neill, goes Z or Guy Z, you said you did not receive the email. You didn't, I asked you for your email, but you didn't send it. So you're gonna have to text me your email so I can send you the link. All right. But with that being said, my sister, I just think that because a lot of people don't know or realize that we had a matriarchal system. All right. And many people, they don't get the concept of what it means to have a matriarchal system. They don't know what it means. They think that, oh, well, women was just ordering men and bossing men around. No, that's not what it was. We had a system, and what a true matriarchal system means is that the women, there was a council of clan mothers, okay? And a chief wasn't picked. unless he was picked by the clan mother, all right? And then it is passed down through the bloodline, or sometimes the clan mother could appoint another chief. But with that being said, important decisions like going to war and keeping peace, the chief couldn't just make that decision. He had to go to the clan mothers because the clan mothers have this insight. If you look at the Matrix, who did Neo have to go to? Who did what's his name? Morpheus had to go to? They had to go to the Oracle. The Oracle is always a mother for the most part, a woman. All right. So they have this intuition where they have this connection with Mother Earth. And because our women are so out of touch with themselves, they have been disconnected, all right, from nature. So part of my goal is to bring our women back into the fold and show them how to be nurturers again, how to be lovers again. Yes, I know that you have been through so much, and I apologize on behalf of every man that I've hurt you in any way possible. But this is a time where moving forward, we have to learn to heal each other, because we are living in a time, all right, within the past 5, 6, 7, 10 years, every time we look at TV, we look at social media, we always see a pale man being the hero to our women. And what message is that sending? It is sending a message that, oh, you know what? Your man cannot protect you. Your man cannot provide for you. And I want our people to know that's a bunch of nonsense, okay? That's a bunch of propaganda. Our men love our women. We want to provide for our women. We love our children. But the system is not allowing us to do so. And a lot of our women, they don't take the time to discern, to realize what's going on. Because everybody's chasing the fiat currency. Oh, I got to pay my bills. So if he can't do it, oh, well, I don't need a nigga. You see, we got to lose that mentality. And another reason why I'm going to bring more sisters on the platform is because too many of our sisters have the notion or the ideology that when they deal with sisters, it's all, oh, I can't stand that bitch. I can't deal with that bitch. You see, that's what they're teaching us. But I tell people, I don't deal with bitches. A bitch is a female dog. Okay, I deal with women, all right, indigenous women. So therefore, I want our women to know that yes, you could work together. Yes, you can respect each other. Yes, you can lift up each other. Yes, you don't have to put your sister down. You don't have to gossip against your sister. Compliment her. Let her know that she is worthy. Okay, and that's what we have to do. Learn to love each other again. So my sister, I definitely love the fact that you took the time to come on. I want you to be a part of that. There are people in the chat that's in Florida that want to build, that want to link. But before, I still want you to stay on the platform because I know there are a few people. Now, I invited a few more guests. Any other sister who wants to come, as a matter of fact, this is what I'm going to do. Because the reason why I didn't want to do that, I just didn't want to flood, you know, the core, I mean, the build. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the link. Okay? I'm going to take the link. And I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to put it in the chat. And for the sisters, only sisters this evening, my brothers, only sisters, all right? We're going to do a build where we just have brothers, which we had last night, but we're going to invite more brothers on. But I'm going to put the link in the chat. And sisters who want to come on, please come on. Let's build. This is your platform tonight. This is about the matriarch. This is about giving honor and praise to our ancestors, the matriarchs who came, and their voice have been silent. So, my sister, with that being said, right? Let me ask you a question, right?
Okay.
What kind of pushback, are you getting any type of pushback in the Florida area when you declare yourself as an indigenous woman? I mean, what kind of feedback have you been getting, and not just from people, but from the police? Their municipal system. How is that? How is that?
I actually have encountered a police, and he said, "Don't come to me with that sovereign citizen." I said, "I'm not sovereign. I'm not a sovereign citizen at all."
Right.
Because in my mind, I know that a citizen is equivalent to a servant, a slave, or something like that. So I'm not a sovereign citizen at all, but I am aboriginal to
Right.
this land.
Absolutely.
And and it was just a discussion. It was not like I was in trouble at that time when I
Mhm.
had that conversation, but
Mhm.
it was a quite odd how he looked at me. I say,
Mhm.
you know the Indians that they say are, they've been killed off and have all these diseases, so they're not here, or they're just a few of them on a reservation. I
Mhm.
said, no, those aren't the you know Aboriginal people of America. Those aren't the people that were first here
Right.
before 1776. And he looked at me like I was like
Mhm.
an alien from outer space somewhere,
Right. Right.
and
Right. Right. Yep.
but a lot of people that look like me,
Mhm.
maybe a few shades lighter or whatnot,
Mhm.
they I really have to break it down to them sometimes.
Mhm.
But some people automatically get it, but some people are like, no, we're not the Indians. The Indians are, they're like in Oklahoma,
Mhm.
and where's other places that they are? Oklahoma, I
Mhm.
want to say Tennessee, just in those certain environments, or those certain, places. And I'm like, no, we're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Indian. Yeah.
You can't just put us in a, in a box saying, okay, you're black,
Right. Right.
you're African.
Right.
No,
Right.
we are I mean, and look, the thing that's so awesome is,
Mhm.
you know, the dark skinned people are aboriginal to every corner of the planet.
Absolutely.
So that's something that, I mean, I'm very proud of, but you still can't say that because I'm dark skinned like those, people, my cousins in Africa, I'm
Right.
African. No,
Right. Right.
that's not right.
Right. You're right.
That's not
And that's what they're actually doing. You see, they create these terminologies and they put red flags in their
Mhm.
system. So once you start speaking in terms of your sovereignty, because they want people to think that the word sovereign is a terroristic word. But how could sovereign be a terroristic word when in your declarations and in your treaties you came and made us as sovereigns and you acknowledge that? You see what I'm saying? All sovereign
They
nations,
don't want us to they
they
don't
don't.
want us to know what they know.
Oh, but I mean, we know more than them. That's a lot of us know more than them. The truth is, a lot of these police officers don't know. Okay, they're
Yeah.
just going based on what they have to do. A lot of them are robots. No disrespect to them, but a lot of them are robots. All it is like, okay, you know what? This is the codes. This is the statutes. Those are the ordinances. And if somebody's not going by that, then they get a
Right. Right. You there?
ticket, or they go in category of these so-called sovereign citizens. No, pale-faced Caucasians are the ones going around calling themselves sovereign citizens, not us. Okay, we
Right.
are sovereign because we are of this land, and they have
Right.
to respect that. So the truth of the matter is, we have to come together more as a collective, because you see, because you by yourself, they could railroad you. You
Right.
feel me? But if you had another 500 brothers and sisters in Florida, if you every time you got into a situation, you had 500 people showing up in feathers like the Jews do, it would be a different situation. So I tell our people at the ending of the day, we have to take responsibility for our safety, our protection, and our way of life, our self-determination. We have every responsibility. We can't leave that up on the oppressor. It's not going to
It-
work.
you, I want to say something about what you said. It's
Yes.
like this. If I can make you think that you are something other than you are,
Mhm.
and all of the people, most of the people, well, all of us that don't know any better,
Right.
um, oh, I am Puerto Rican, or I am Jamaican, or I am Dominican, or something like that.
Mhm.
Listen, that's a way to divide. Or
Right.
I'm light skinned, or I'm dark skinned, or I'm mixed with, such and such and such.
Right.
That's a way to divide us. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I think that it is that's why we need to really find out who we are. That's what makes it so important,
Right.
because we can't go, like you were saying, we cannot go against, you know, an injustice system alone.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
so if we realize that we're all, fighting the same fight,
Mhm.
I don't care how much money you make, I don't care what kind of car you drive, I don't care, or car you travel in, rather.
Mhm.
Um, you still go through the same things. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at a different level,
Yeah,
but you go through the same things.
I agree.
And once we realize the things that we have in common,
Mhm.
the things that we all want to have,
Right.
food, clothing, shelter, those type of things, the freedom to be who we are,
Mhm.
then we can come together in spite of what complexion of brown you are, or how
Yeah.
much money you make. We can come together in spite of all those differences that we have. But as long as people think that they're either less than or better than the next based on how much money they make or how they look,
Mhm.
that's what's gonna that division is what makes it hard for
Right.
me to go and protest if something is wrong.
Right. Right. I agree. I agree.
It's hard for me to protest if something is wrong by myself,
Yeah.
because hey, we'll just put you in jail.
Yeah.
We'll just
Exactly.
put you in jail.
Yeah.
It's nothing,
And you become a target.
but you're gonna have to put 1,000. Yeah, you're gonna have to put 1,000. You
Yeah.
got to put 2,000-3,000 people in jail.
Yeah.
That's gonna cause some type of media,
Exactly.
attention,
Yep.
and you're gonna have to explain why, and we're gonna have to explain why,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna be on.
You're
So
right.
I'm all for connecting with my sisters. I'm
Yeah.
all for that,
All right.
because
Cool.
and I know it's a lot of sisters actually would like to connect with each other.
Yeah.
It's not we're not really all enemies towards each other.
Oh, I
We
know.
just don't
No.
we have these huh?
I said I know. You're right.
We have these right. We have these like walls up
Mhm.
that we're building. But if I went and spoke to a sister,
Mhm.
she would speak back to me.
Right.
If I was to break the ice and communicate with her, she would.
Yeah.
We are open people. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
We really are. Now and once you remove all the pain and all the foolishness, you just have to know how to connect with another,
Yeah.
woman, a man, a woman in this case.
I agree.
But we're open to communicate and see how to create solutions.
Yeah.
So
No doubt.
I'm all for it. I wanted to let that be known.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So this is
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do, right? Any one of the sisters, like I said, that's coming on the build and they want to link and connect with other sisters, because we are putting this Aboriginal society of women together. You know what I mean? And one thing you say, and here's another thing, sis, right? What I've realized is that everything is mental, all right? Because when our sisters go to these colleges, okay, you have all these sororities, Alpha Pfeiffer, Baka Vita, the Divided, the Pfeiffer, all these different Pfizer and Baker I and Packer I, all these different sororities, right? No disrespect to the names, I just don't know the names. So I'm not making fun of them, but the point I'm trying to make is this.
Mm-hmm.
When you go look at the founders, all the founders are actually foreigners. Okay, they are all foreigners and they're all Caucasian women. And here's another thing: when they are part of these sororities, they pledge their lives and their honor, okay, and their trust to that sorority, and have more appreciation and more love for these people. But when it comes to dealing with our own, all of a sudden, oh, she gotta be a bitch. She gotta be this. She gotta be that. But yet still you are in sororities where these people don't give a damn about you, but it's all about show face. And they fight so hard to fit in. You feel me? So we have to change that mindset.
Yeah.
We have to change that mindset. We could have our own sororities, okay? And we could have our sisters being loyal and dedicated with integrity when they learn to treat and deal with each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I thank you for
Yeah.
for coming on. You know what I mean? Don't the chat is open. Network with some other sisters. I'm gonna try to get a couple more sisters on, but thank you for coming and giving us your piece. I'm certainly sure it's not gonna be
Yes.
maybe the first on the platform, but it won't be the last. I promise you that, because if not every Sunday, every other Sunday, when I can, I want to do a build and just open up the, the platform to just the matriarchs and let people know that our women have a voice and we appreciate and we love them. So I thank you for coming on. All right.
I thank you so much, Chief Kalinago. I really do appreciate you for inviting me to speak. And I feel honored, and I look forward to connecting with more sisters, with like minds, you know. And I wanted to specify, I am in Jacksonville. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. So if there's anyone in Jacksonville, Florida that
Okay.
want to build and, see where this goes.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. So yeah, they in the chat. So you go ahead and do your thing and see who you can connect with, and we're gonna make this happen. So once again, I thank you. Wado.
Wado.
All right. All right. So hey, man, you know what? Definitely just want to thank, our sister, man, for just, coming and being a part of the build. And this is what it's about to me. Once again, just opening up the platform to our people, our women, our children. What I'm gonna do is also I'm gonna do a build where I'm just gonna have, indigenous children, okay, that look like us, that know who they are. Because believe me, I've been putting in that work. You see what I mean? So I want to give them a platform as well, because they are actually telling their friends who they are, and it's a beautiful thing. Now, is there anyone, Miss Mohawk, Mimi, anybody that's in the chat right now, all right, that would like to be part, of the bill? Come on, come and be Latrice Van Dyke. I mean, if you want to be part of the bill, come on. I know exactly when they came, but if you want to come drop some knowledge, this is what this is about. All right, this is what this is about. Let me know if you want to, as a sister, if you would like to be part of the build. Okay, the floor is yours. Okay, the floor is yours. So let me know. All right. So once again, talking about the sororities, when we look at the history, all right, or the foundation of the sororities, you would see that our women, they give it their all. They are loyal. They are dedicated. They're so committed to these sororities, all right, just because they want to be like everybody else. But when it comes to our own, for some reason, sisters could never get along, or at least that's what's being promoted. All right. So I literally want to end, I want to end this, this facade of or the propaganda that our sisters don't know how to get along. You feel me? All right. So welcome, sister. We have another sister on the build. I would like you to introduce yourself to the platform. First of all, let me just thank you for coming on, and I definitely, again, open up the platform so that your voices can be heard. All right, so introduce yourself and speak your piece.
Greetings. It sounds like I'm getting like a feedback. It's like you're talking,
Well,
but
maybe you're getting the feedback because maybe your volume is too loud or your phone is close to, a speaker or something like that. So, is there any way you could adjust that a little bit? Then we could, that might help. I could see you, but I can't hear you.
yeah, see, that's
Okay, so are you still getting the feedback?
something happening. It's like there's a delay. There's a delay.
Yeah, we could hear you. So if there's no
Oh,
feedback, you could go ahead and talk. That's fine.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, greetings.
Greetings.
Actually, my first time was last night.
Okay.
It was on briefly. So
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to actually pronounce your name.
Chief Kalinago, but everybody call me Chief.
Call you Chief.
Yeah, Chief Kalinago, but you could just call me Chief. That's fine.
Okay, well, everyone calls me Mama Lioness.
Okay.
Mother.
Mama Lioness, it's pleased to meet you. Go ahead, talk to us.
Yes, it's a divine pleasure. So I tuned in simply because I heard you mention that you were summoned to gather the women together, right?
Yes.
So we all are contributors to the awakening, to the brothers and the sisters as well. I can only speak for myself that I too have been summoned to be a voice among the mothers reaching out to rise up mothers, according to the indoctrination that money, religion, and politics have darkened the minds or seared the minds of the woman. So I was actually glad to actually hear you mention some detailed information
Mhm.
in reference to the significance of the woman in the ancient of days that is still prevalent through our DNA. You
Yes.
know, so just because it's
This is what you do, sis. I think your volume might be a little bit too high. So yeah,
actually,
yeah, turn it down just a little bit.
just because it's actually mine is down quite low.
I think
I'll
your
try
volume might
again.
be
Let's see.
so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold on for a second. I'm gonna
Actually, mine is down quite low.
all right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold on for a second.
Yeah, like a delay. Like everything I say, I hear a repeat, and whatever you say, I hear a repeat.
So yeah, okay, so another sister just came on. I just muted her for a second. Sis, I'm gonna bring you on, but because we're getting the feedback, so I'm gonna let the sister speak because I don't want the feedback. So go ahead, sis. You good now?
Well, okay, because I have what they call some type of error loading
Okay.
the app. So I think, but see, when you're bringing forth some truth and you have that power to be able to separate the indoctrination and the teachings of people who are supposed to stay asleep and stay suppressed, these type of situations happen
Yes.
because it's been a long time coming that
Yes.
the divine spirit told me to make connections with my aboriginal side on
Yes.
my father's side. But in all actuality, the solar system travels through the womb of the woman. But on my daddy's side is Blackfoot.
Okay.
My mother's side is African. What is it? With the Irish
Okay.
and something else. But I'm like a Heinz 57.
Right.
But it's not about what's in my blood at the time. It's what's coming out my mouth.
Yes.
You know, because the awakening comes for those who have ears to hear and understand, to understand that source that is within. And hopefully they be able to have their eyes to see and perceive. Because the one thing that we have to understand that the people who has enslaved us and exploit us and demise us and mistreat us, even as it is this day, you know, people who don't treat us right, can't teach us right in their church nor their state institutions.
Yes.
So those two institutions have the biggest impact of influence in our household because under the banner of the patriarchal, male dominant sodomite society.
Yes.
So I have to make a difference. There's a difference between a patriotic system of men with right consciousness versus the sodomite
Yes.
patriotic system that we're now presently under.
Yes.
So I'm just grateful to the divine when I acknowledge she in all that I do. She direct my path accordingly.
Right.
Because these are the type of works that I'm doing to be make myself available for the divine spirit to use me in such a mighty way.
Right.
And it takes a certain mind and consciousness of the heart, the
Yes.
seat of the what some people might call it the third eye, but
Right.
the divine spirit, she allows me to recognize it as my first mind,
Right.
the unadulterated, and the one that was to have the communication with the divine spirit.
Absolutely.
So I'm here to say, yes, I too been summoned to bring forth.
Well, and you know what, my sister, I totally appreciate that. You know, you're just, you coming on and just, speaking, truth from the heart, and it means a lot because for me, once again, And for the other sisters who are actually holding on, please hold on. You know, I just kind of have to mute you a little bit because we were getting the feedback. I just wanted the sister to have the platform without any, you know, interruptions, so that, you know, the masses could hear what she had to say. And I'm just thankful, and once again, I'm honored that our sisters, our people in general, are actually stepping up. It means a lot to me. So, sis, what I would like to do is, I have my email in the link below the video. If you could send me an email, right, and we could connect. All right, so that we could, because we have a lot of work to do, so we could put some things together. And this is one of the first bills with the matriarchs, but I promise you, it will not be the last. So I'm very thankful for you tuning in. And if there's anything else that you want to add before the other sisters, you know, step in, you know, go ahead and do that, my sister.
Okay, I heard you talking, but I'm getting so much feedback on this end, even with my volume down low. But I did hear you say something about your email.
Yes.
So I'm going to look forward to you placing that so where I can see it, so I can write it down.
Yes, yes. My email is in the link below the video. So send me an email. Let me know it's Mama Lioness. I'll know who you are, and then we'll build. And we putting a few things together, and we'll definitely talk a little more about that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So may the ancestors guide you, and the Most High keep you. And until then, I'll be looking forward to hearing from you.
Yes, and may the great Mother Spirit do the same for you.
Wado, my sister. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Wholesome love. We'll talk soon.
All right. Do this.
Okay. So, you know, once again, man, you know, give thanks to Mama Lioness. And, you know, just, man, it's a beautiful thing this evening. You know what I mean? And praise to the ancestors. You feel me? Right now, I just want to open up the line, you know, for our sister right here. Sis, do me a favor. If you could unmute, you know, your phone from your end, then go ahead and do that. And you know, the floor is yours. Okay.
Greetings, greetings. How are you?
Everything is great, man. Everything is great. Thank you for tuning in. You know, I'm so excited. You know that again, I'm providing a platform for the matriarchs to speak. You know, and just put out there the energy, because Mama Nature needs to feel your energy. She needs to feel your presence. Your energy and your presence, it has been suppressed for so long by a male dominant society. Okay, the patriarchs, you see what they are doing. Okay, teaching our men to sleep with men. You know that Mother Nature is suffering. You know what I mean? And our true matriarchs have to get up and stand up and speak against, you know, this. Man, listen, all I'm just going to say is introduce yourself. Let the platform know who you are, you know, whereabouts you are. Don't give them your address. I don't want nobody coming to look for you, but what part of the country you are. And speak your mind, sis. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Greetings, greetings. This is your sister Parakia.
All right.
And I am on the Mississippi, the Nile. I'm on the Nile River.
No doubt.
And I'm in one of the oldest cities here in what they now call North America.
Right.
And what they call Cahokia, but its ancient name is Kanun.
Okay.
And it's one of the largest cities north, which is beneath of Central and South America. And also known as ancient Kemet.
Yes.
So that's where I am. So,
no doubt, no doubt. So while we're getting into this bill, and we already know, I mean, for me, that might be a little bit redundant, but how important it is, do you think it's time for our women to step into the fold and start raising the vibration of our other sisters? How important is that to you, and how much of a connection our sisters need to start connecting with each other again?
it's absolutely important. It's one of the most important things in this time. We're entering the age of Aquarius, where truth will be known.
Yes.
And and this is part of the truth, that the matriarchs play a significant role in our lives early on in her story. And it's time for us to step up and do the work that we are here to do.
Yes.
And that means building with other sisters and building with our brothers.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah, it's the most important thing at this time because we got to restore the balance.
Yes.
It's out of order, you know, and that's what Mother's Law is about. My art is about creating a balance.
Right.
Matriarchy is not a patriarchy by a woman, you know.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
you know, it's I like to say it's do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I agree.
So you know that creates the balance. What would you like to have done to you? What wouldn't you want done to you? And so when you consider and have the compassion for each other, then that creates or begins to create the balance. And for me, patriarchy has been a system of only the strongest survive.
Yeah.
So, you know, you bully and take over everything, and now you have and have nots. And in the matriarchal system, it's about equality, or not equality, but equity. Everybody has what they need. No one hoards all of the wealth because we have to sustain each other.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree. Now, again, the information that I got may have been misconstrued. I don't know, but I'm going to ask you. Seems like you are actually in the St. Louis area, right? I heard that they still have laws where it's actually legal to hang so-called Black people. Is that true?
That one I'm not familiar with.
Oh, okay, you're not familiar with that.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
On that, because I heard that they have laws out there where they could still hang us, and those are the things that we have to step up and fight against. Now, in your area, I'm going to ask. Now, I mean, you know who you are, obviously. When you identify as who you are, as the natural, indigenous, aboriginal woman, do you get a pushback from people who look like us more, or do you get it from the police? Do you get it from people who don't look like us? What is the type of atmosphere where you are at? What's the environment like?
It varies. You know, I think we most of us usually get the most pushback from our own people because you know of the indoctrination, and you know they don't even want to hear you out sometimes because it sounds so absurd to them. And then others, of course, are intrigued. Got of course, pushback from the policy enforcers. That's an ongoing struggle. I've had my success. And then, you know, even so-called Native Americans, when I say who I am, they stand down. And so, yeah, I don't have any problem with even Native American police officers, policy enforcers.
I agree. I agree. And I mean, what can we do for those of us who we are all over this, you know, different parts of, you know, Turtle Island, right? But for those of us who are actually in what's so-called the United States, right? What do you think, I mean, it's really going to take for us to make this declaration of who we are to the entire world? Because yes, we have YouTube, but for some reason, it is only like a certain, like it's YouTube is so controlled. So what do you think that needs to happen? Okay, where the world, because the world know who we are, and they're just waiting for us to proclaim that. But what can we do? Obviously, politicians that look like us, it seems like they don't have our best interests at heart. So do we need to step to them? I mean, what can we do? I mean, what are some of your suggestions?
Yeah, and I think this is another very important part is to making ourselves known, and standing on what we know to be our truth, and to not back down. So I've made a public declaration, placed it on the public record, sent it to the Pope, sent it to Queen Elizabeth of Britain, sent it to the United States Secretary of State. I think we should. One of the things that I'm venturing into doing is creating a video along with that declaration, and getting the head of state email address of all other nations throughout the earth, and sending that to them so they know we know who we are. Even when the United States is trying to keep that still a secret for those who don't know, or for those who think we are in agreement with our situation with the United States, because I think that's a large part of it, the pretending that we are in agreement with our situation.
I agree. I agree. All right. So as we know, man, you know, there's a lot of work to be done. And one thing I'm asking our people is that, I mean, in lack of a better, or in want of a better word, rather, patient, because I'm not in the hospital. I'm not a patient. So I don't want anybody to be patient, but I'm going to use the word anyway. Just have a little patience with our people, because a lot of times, you know, we get impatient and we expect everybody to just wake up and be like, oh, well, I'm stop saying black, stop saying that. You know, listen, man, the truth of the matter is the indoctrination and the brainwashing is real. So people don't get mad, because earlier I did a video with the elder, and because he used the term African American, people start talking about, oh, he's brainwashed. Well, let me ask you a question. How many of us still go around telling people good morning? That's a curse. How many of us go around still telling people bless you? That's a curse. How many of us go around saying, well, have a nice day? Nice is not a nice word. It's not a good word. All is stupid, ignorant, and foolish. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, let us not be so judgmental when it comes to our people still falling into the habit of identifying as black and African American. Let's just teach them. Let's be patient with them. Let us meet them where they're at, spoon feed them, and pull them into the fold of where we at. I think that's a better approach, instead of always coming and cursing them. And nah, man, we got to stop that, man. We got to stop that. You know, we got to stop that. So sis, I know you told me you're only going to come in for a little bit. Is there anything else you want to add before I bring our next sister on? And even before I say that, I know you might be in the chat, so people know that you are in the St. Louis area. So anybody who's in the St. Louis area and you want to build and connect with our sister, because that's what it's about. The ancestors brought me here to bring the matriarch back into the fold and connect them again, make our sisters wholesome again. So that's one of my missions, my goals. All right, and sis, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I welcome anyone to, I put my email address out there. Please contact me. I'd love to build with you. I want to know who's in the area. We got groundwork to do.
No doubt, no doubt. So sis, I thank you. I hope you have a beautiful continuation. And this is the first of many, all right, where I'm going to set up the platform for the matriarchs to just take over. If I'm talking too much, y'all could say, Chief, listen, this is our platform. Let us do us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to take that personal, because I know it's in all love. Because the point I'm trying to make is I really want you guys' voices to be heard. And thank you so much for playing your part. And I just want you to know that you're very much appreciated and loved. All right?
Gratitude. Thank you.
All right. All right. All right. So right now we have a few more sisters. We have another sister that's waiting, so I'm going to bring her on. Sis, if you can, let me see if I can unmute you, but I can't. So you have your phone, unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the people. Thank you for being part of the platform. And I just want you to know it's an honor to have you. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
So, Helito.
Helito,
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. My name is Pam.
All right.
Excuse me. And Chief invited me on, and I'm very honored to be here. I don't know exactly what to speak on, but the truth. And I know I'm Aboriginal and my children, and I've been knowing since I was a child.
Okay.
My relatives told me that I'm Cherokee on my mother's side and Blackfoot on my father's.
Okay.
And we have some documents with my grandparents on my mother's side actually being on the Dawes Road. But we have some problems being accepted into the nation, Cherokee Nation.
And why is that?
Meaning that they said one of the grandparents' Dawes Road number was wrong. I don't know which one. I got this information from my aunts and uncles. And but I do have a copy of it.
Okay.
I've seen it for myself.
Okay.
And we have burial grounds in the family, 2 of them, in fact, Indian burial grounds in the South.
Right.
That's good. They know who we are. We do too. And
absolutely. And one of the games they play with this, especially the Indian Bureau of Affairs or the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the Dawes Road, these people are all connected. Okay. They have created a system, all right, that will take us out, okay, of the picture. And
exactly.
You have taken other people. We know, of course, the $5 Indians, but you also have other people, all right, that become part of their organization to replace us. And then when we step up and say, and not that I want to be recognized by them anyway, because I don't want to be subjected to anyone. But the point I'm trying to make is they created a system that's going to shut us out. All right.
Right.
Even if we have all the documents, I mean, you just said you have burial grounds where all your Indian ancestors are laid, you know, and they're still giving you these issues. So
Exactly.
at the end of the day, and I'm going to keep telling people, as individuals, again, individuals, you know, you're individed, okay? We have to come together as a collective, all right? We have to stop looking at ourselves as individuals and start looking at ourselves as the totality, the whole, because that's the way we will be able to make that impact. You feel me? That's the only way it can happen. Our voice be heard at once, one people. All right. So let me ask you a question. I know that you what area you in actually?
I'm in the Flint area.
You're in the Flint area. Okay.
Yeah.
I know there was a situation, and I even went down to Flint, you know, and you know, guys had invited me out, and then, you know, thank you again for the hospitality. But what's the situation with the Flint water right now? Is it getting a little better? Is it the same situation? Is it getting worse?
It's about the status is about the same. They still doing some streets and but I haven't seen them do any actually removal or replacing the pipes in the homes. They have had some trucks that is doing like chemicals in the sewer and not the actual replacing of the pipes that they, and I know for a fact that my daughter's lines are corroded.
Okay.
And it wasn't just lead in the water, it was the chemicals that corroded them that caused the lead to actually get into the water too.
Right.
And the chemicals affected people, and my daughter had hair loss from it.
Wow. So let me ask you a question, sis. It's been a little over 5 years since you guys have been dealing with this situation. What do you think, truly, because apparently the government is not doing anything, right? Your politicians out there, they're not doing anything, because we know all this is literally about money, okay? So what do you think is going to take for Flint to get back on its feet?
Well, that's a good one there. But one thing it's going to take for the people to actually start standing up and claiming their right status, because the people that do gather is gathering under the title of Black and African American.
Right.
Not letting the world know that there are Aboriginals that's being affected in this, and I consider it genocide, act of it, and our people is not claiming their right identity for it to have a major effect.
But I'm glad you said that. So do you think that the people know who they are and they're just ignoring it, or they're just totally oblivious, like they're totally ignorant of the fact that we are the original people? What do you think that is?
I think some know who they are, some is oblivious. Because I've spoken to some people and just saying, let them know I'm Indian, and I'll ask them, are you Indian? And they say, yeah, my grandmother Cherokee, and they know. Well, most of them do. But when it comes to making a stand publicly, I don't know why or where that goes. My daughter just joined me.
Hey, what's going on, my sister?
Hey,
Halito, welcome to the platform, man. You know, go ahead and once again, a beautiful mother. I can't even tell who's the mother, who's the daughter, because both of y'all look like y'all 28. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the end of the day, go ahead, sis, introduce yourself and man, talk to the people.
Hey, hey, family. I'm Kesha Murphy. This is my mom.
All righty.
Yeah, we up here battling many fires up here.
Okay, but obviously you know who you are because your mom know who she is. So tell me, for one, before we start, like, what type of feeling do you have, or how does it feel to know that the stories that we were told, that we all came here on slave ships, we now know that it's a lie, and we know this is our home, it's our birthright, it's our pedigree. How does that make you feel that now you have something to fight for that you would call your own?
Oh, it feels good. It feels sad sometimes. You understand? It makes me angry. But overall, I'm one of the ones that actually the family have told.
Right.
So I've been knowing this, since a little girl. It's just so sad that me asking questions throughout the years, I'm finding that part of the family still had their tongue they spoke. But it was like one of the my grandmother cousins, but she passed last year, and I'm like, oh wow! Out of all these years, I've been asking for this information, and didn't, would nobody give it to me?
Right.
It was almost like a hush hush, still to this day. Now, I had to wonder why my grandmother and her father didn't have the the same as the cousins, and I had to remember doing history and stuff. His mother passed early on, so while he was a little boy,
Right.
so a lot of that knowledge didn't get passed down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
what
we out here.
So what we're doing now, I mean, I'm just so like I said, I'm honored because how and that question is to both of you guys, and each of y'all take a turn to answer, right? If you don't mind. How important do you think it is for our sisters to come together and let their voice be heard? Because your voices have been shut down for so much. You don't have a platform, at least not that I know of, and nobody's allowing you to speak your piece and speak the truth and literally put that energy back into Mother Earth so that things can start changing. How important do you think that is?
It's very important that because for one, it's strength in numbers, and the female strengthen the man, and the man strengthen her.
Right.
It's like a chain. If you're missing a link, the chain is going to be weak.
Right.
And, so it takes the whole chain to link up, and it needs both parties, male and female, to work together.
Right.
And do it with respect. There's no big eyes and little U's when we're working together.
Right. True. How about you, Keisha?
Hey, I think it's real important, for us to get together, for our voice to be heard, especially, because we are, it's almost like we're taking the back road again, even in our community, there's always been here, you know what I'm saying? But even with this, it's like, it's our brothers, which I'm proud. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Y'all make me smile.
Yeah.
But the ladies, we gotta, we gotta find our voice. We gotta find our place, so we can hit the road running.
Wow.
It's like everywhere we go, and it's like almost a fight, like we fighting by ourselves.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's almost like a fight. Like we out here, we fighting, we living it, we speaking it, we teaching it, but it's still a fight.
Yes.
Exactly. Sometimes feel like you have so much energy and and you want to just just go get it, take it on head on, sometimes physically.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And once again, this is just, again, I'm not going to say the beginning, but the beginning of this platform to open up, a space where our matriarchs could talk and, let their voices be heard. Because from this, my goal, and I'm putting it out there in the ethers, is that I want to create, like how they have all this Black Women's Convention. Man, listen, forget that. All right.
Right.
I want to have our Aboriginal Women Conference. Okay. I want to have our Aboriginal Women Societies. That's what I want. Because I'm tired of them playing games with our sisters and teaching and preaching that our men cannot protect our sisters. Now, we got to protect the womb that we came from. And I want all of our men on the platform to realize that without our women, we cannot be here. And as mothers and as sisters and as daughters and aunts and cousins, what have you, I implore you guys to take a step up. When you hear, you see a sister falling, pick her up. Okay? When you hear this degrading music on the radio, call the radio stations. Hey, we need to stop playing this. We're going to stop supporting this radio station because we don't like the songs that you are playing. You see, it is time that we as a people, we take the responsibility, because the majority of these celebrities, they are doing everything they are doing for personal gain. Okay? They don't care about, they come, oh, we love our fans. Shut the hell up. You don't love nobody. What you love is the you're making. Okay?
Right.
Just don't give a damn about us. So we have to step up and make sure that we handle our own affairs. All right?
Right.
And our women, you, believe me or not, you got the power. All right? We are just the supporters. Okay? We are just the soldiers. But you have the truth, divine power that you could literally pull from Mother Earth and change things around. Yes, we the men, we could have it, but you have a special relationship with Mama Earth. And I honor that and I respect that. All right. Now, with that being said, you know, where's my son at?
He just ran in there.
Amir, come here.
Come here, Amir.
Yeah, you know, that you know, gotta and where he at?
Hey, wait a minute. Here he is.
What's going on?
Not really.
Man, listen, man, this young man right here, I am so proud of you, you know, and guys, this is not my blood son, but he's my son. I've adopted him, you know what I'm saying? And I love him so much because he's really intelligent. He knows who he is. Who are you, Amir?
American Indian.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? He knows who he is, and that's what we are doing. And he look up to me. And my thing is, I cannot disappoint my elders. I cannot disappoint my peers, and I can't disappoint our children. All right. I promised him that I'm going to guide him, and that's a promise I'm going to keep to him. And that's another reason why I wanted him to come show his face so that his friends could know, hey, there's a record of him. Okay.
Yeah.
On YouTube, right. Letting the world know that he's an American Indian. So I'm proud of you, Amir. You know, I may take another trip down there. I'll let you know, but I'm going to see you soon. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on studying. Keep on listening to your mom and your grandma. Respect them. And I love you, man. That's all I could say. And I'm really proud of you.
Till next.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. I know you're a little shy, but I will see you soon. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's trying to ask for the feather.
Boy,
I need it. I need it to let.
Listen. Come here. Come back here for a second.
He's like, come back.
Is there anything you want to tell your friends, that any of the children that's young as you, anything you want to tell them? What message you have for them?
If you want to do something, put your mind to it.
Okay. And in terms of, let me ask you a question. Are you black?
open your mouth.
No.
Are you black?
No.
Are you African American?
No.
What are you?
I'm African.
What are you?
I'm an American Indian.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. I'm proud of you, man. So I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Okay.
All right. Take care. All right.
Much love.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, that's how we have to, and you guys are doing a great job. You know, that's where we have to start. It's in the home. It's about the.
Well, we're fighting for it.
Yeah.
You know, what we're fighting for is not. It's our God-given birthright.
Yes.
You know, and we deserve it, and we should have it. It's ours, and it's been too long without it.
Yeah. Yeah. You
know, and any nation of people will fight for their rights.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
And that's all we're doing.
Yeah. And that's what we're gonna do. Every other culture, you know, seems to be getting a fair play in our land, and when it comes to us, we seem to be always on the back burner. So once again, what we have to do is we have to come together, and all those who are actually in politics, we have to hold them accountable. Okay? Exactly. We have to hold them accountable. Since last year and a half, I had already spoken to the Black Caucus. We had already set a meeting where we were supposed to go to Washington, D.C. and talk to them. All of a sudden, I'm calling them and nobody's picking up. You see, we have to put pressure on them. You feel me? They're assisting and promoting and propagating the lie to our people for personal gain. And we have to stand them, make sure we hold them accountable, make sure we hold them liable. All right? And I just want you guys to know that you're not alone.
Well, for one thing, I believe with all these chats and everybody that has channels, I feel like should unite, because divided, like I said, divided we'll fall, but united we'll stand. Yes. And we all on the same mission.
Yes.
And we should have one purpose, and that's working together. Yes. But you know, and when it get to that time to have a Pacific leadership, that will happen. Right. But right now, we all have to be a warrior.
I agree.
And that's working together for one united purpose.
Yes, I agree.
And if we have to go city by city, state by state, it needs to get done.
Yes, believe that, and it's getting done, and that's what this is all about. The gathering of the Aboriginals of Turtle Island, because when we step, we are going to step, and that's what it's all about. You feel me? So, in conclusion, is there anything that you want to final, well, not final, because I want to make sure it's final, but is there anything you want to, tell the platform, tell the people, take a turn individually before we have another guest?
I just want to let all the people in chats that I've been on their channels, I admire their strength and their characters, and I feel like I know each one of them. Stay strong in your fight, because it's not in vain, and it's gonna pay off.
Indeed.
And with each one of them, if any way we could support them, I will do it.
Yes, I appreciate that. Much appreciated. All right. How about you, Keisha?
You already know. Look, I'm ready to change textbooks. I'm ready to do all this stuff. I'm ready to look. All y'all got to do is call me. I'm in Flint, but we will travel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get there.
And
however,
I know you.
Wherever we got.
I know you. I know you homeschool. Could you?
Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about that before we go? Talk to other sisters about letting them know the advantages of homeschooling, opposed to putting your child in an environment where they're not being taught who they are.
Okay, well, some of the advantages are, I can teach real history. Okay, so everything that they learned in school, I always taught history at home. So I would have to they would know the history before they got there, so they could see the hijacks. You understand? Even like my one son, they was doing the Holocaust, and I said, "Oh, okay, did you crack some heads?" They talk about Thanksgiving, the Indians and Christopher Columbus, and and everything. Oh, did you crack their heads with that?
Right.
And those were the older ones. My younger one, I had to take out, immediately, because he wasn't fit for the school.
Right.
He kept bumping heads. He would recognize different stuff.
Right.
Like if I'm up there, when you leave, the teacher is really mean, and she wouldn't answer none of my questions, and I'll tell her, if I see another kid doing something, he'd say, well, why are you being racist? Because it was racist towards him.
Right.
And so he'd call them out on their stuff. They couldn't handle his tongue. Okay, they couldn't handle the way he approached his situations or anything.
Okay.
His knowledge was like surpassed all the other kids anyway. Okay. When I get home, I can when he at home, I can teach him our stuff, our history,
Give me an example when he was in the class and she was teaching about them going out of space.
Oh yeah, this was like first grade. It was one of them days I had to come up there, sit, check in. So I'm sitting in the back of the class, and teacher read them a book, and it's about space and Armstrong and and all this. And so she said, she got to the finish, and she said, well, anybody have any questions? And Mayor raised his hand, and he said, well, I do. And she said, well, she said, okay. And he asked her, well, Ms. Wallace, why are you teaching us this, when you know it's not true? She said, well, yeah, it's true. They went out of space. They did this, and everything. And he said, no, they haven't. And so it was like a little back and forth with him and the teacher. So I'm sitting in the back trying to, ignore this, but hearing it. So he said, well, no. He said, do you not know? He said they haven't went out of space. Right. He said, because the Most High put an affirmative around the earth, so they couldn't go out. Right. So she said, well, well, Armstrong, she was trying to, tell him about all these people and stuff. And so she said, well, I'm gonna just let you sit there for a minute and think about your question, and ask me again. Right. So next time around, he raised his hand. And so this time he was like, really like being direct, like, well, Miss Wallace, do you not know? Right. Or why are you teaching us this? It was almost like, why are you, lying, purposely. Right. And so I said, so I'm in the back like this, like, yeah.
But you see, that's the beauty about, teaching our children, so that they could use their own mind.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. I thank both of you guys, for coming on, telling a little bit of, your story and sharing that with us. Just again, letting you know, this is the first bill that I'm doing with the Matriarchs, but we're going to do that at least once or twice a month, so that the women, our sisters, our women could come, our children could come, let their voices be heard. So I thank each and every one of you.
Right. This is good. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
I really do appreciate it. Earlier I wasn't in good spirit, but I had to, force myself. I knew my mom was coming on, and I heard her because I was out here listening. You know, I'm in the chat, and then I said, "Oh, crap!" So I had to kick my own butt.
No doubt. And thank you, man. Thank you for joining, Mom, and you know, thank you guys so much. And enjoy the rest of your continuation, and we'll build some more. All right.
Right.
Anybody's in Flint, Michigan, and you want to connect with these two beautiful
or around, or
let them know, and you guys connect on the chat. All right.
Right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Much love to you all.
All right.
Peace.
Love. All right, cool, man. It's a beautiful thing, and that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, again, connecting, you know, our women, you know, letting people know that, man, we have our women are beautiful, you know, they're beautiful energy, they're beautiful soul, they're spirited, and people take our sweetness, our kindness for witness. We have to let them know that, you know, we are not weak. They know we are not weak, but it's the miseducation of the people, the fear mongering, what they're teaching people. Like, again, I always say, they teach you a God that say if you don't obey, you go into hell. Then their government say if you don't obey, you go into jail. Then their school say if you don't obey, you're gonna fail. So everything is about fear. You feel me? So we can't afford to live our lives in fear anymore. Now, with that being said, is there any other sisters on the chat that would like to come on? What I'm gonna do again, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So for any sisters who haven't come on yet, you have a chance to come and let your voice be heard. You know, this is your platform tonight. All right. Here you go. I just put the link in the chat again. Let's make it happen. All right. Somebody just said that they didn't see the email. Let me just see if I can send it to them again. Give me a second here, guys. All righty. Let me send that again. Let me send that invitation again. All right. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to send out another invitation to a sister who said she didn't get it. Okay, cool. All right, so I just sent it out. All right, let me send it out. All right, invite sent out. Okay, so this is what we got to do. Give me 1 second, sis. Let me just let the sister know I send this. I send this invite. All right. What I'm gonna do, I have different speed, right? So what we got? I'm gonna go with 1 second, sis. Log in first. I'm gonna mute you for a second. I'm gonna let sis Zach speak, and then after she speak, then we're gonna have you on. Okay. All right. So go ahead. The floor is yours. Introduce yourself, Sister AB. I know your name is AB on the chat. I just put you on mute for a second because a sister logged in before you, so I'm gonna just let her, you know, talk, and then I'll open up the floor for you, okay? Just so you know. All right, I just didn't cut you off, so you know that you're still on. All right, so go ahead, Zach. Okay, I'm not getting anything from Zach. Zach, could you unmute yourself, Zach? It says Zach. I'm not sure what Zach stands for. Okay. Well, Zach is not responding, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go to Sister AB. Sister AB, the floor is yours. When Zach is ready, Zach will come on. I know you just left your seat, but all right, there we go. So you could unmute yourself, sis. Unmute yourself. Sister AB, unmute yourself.
Okay.
Right, there you go. So yeah, you're on now.
Okay. So what what's the topic? What's the discussion? Because like I said, I just came from my mother, taking my mother to the grave sites. It's a long day.
I know it's been a long day, and you know, just want to say, you know, hey, you know, honor to you know, the ancestors who have transitioned. You know what I'm saying? But there's no topic per se. You know, we just have, you know, this is like really one of the first that I've done in terms of opening up the floor to the matriarchs. The intensive, or the intended purpose rather of this is to let our women voice be heard. I don't think enough of our women voices are being heard because it's always been stagnated. All right, they're always being put in the background, and we have seen what the patriarchal system has done to the entire world. Okay, it's upside down. There's no order. It's chaos, and they're pushing these agendas that I know Mother Nature it is not condoning. All right. So with that being said, I want to make sure that you guys have a platform. I'm going to do this at least once a month or twice a month, where just the matriarchs is going to come and speak. You know, talk to the people. So just give us a little. Tell us about yourself. Let us know how did you come about into the knowledge of knowing that you're American Aboriginal woman.
Well, basically, it's been like a couple of years that I personally knew about the being indigenous to this country. But it's like all my life I felt something, but I just didn't know what it was.
Okay.
And so, and it's like going through school, you know, like going through the so-called black schools, and then being transferred to the white schools, and then, you know, just feeling the difference. Like, wait a minute, why are they saying this to me? You know, like just felt different. And so, but I experienced all of that. I'm a '60s child, so I was during the Martin Luther King protests and stuff like that. But I was a baby, you know,
right?
I was a kid, but I personally felt very discriminated against growing up, you know, and only after unfortunately, but only after I met with the white people, because when I was just in my neighborhood and stuff like that, it was fine. You know, it was like everyone was like, you know, how their parents are raising you, and your parents, you know, everybody was raising each other children and stuff like that. It was like a family kind of thing. But then once the shell was broken, like when I was transferred out and stuff like that, just, I don't know, just changed.
Right.
And I really just hated, you know, people.
Okay. So what area, what part of the country that you in?
Oh, right now I'm in North Carolina. My mom was born here in North Carolina, and my dad was born in Georgia. And so it's like where her family was right here. And so that's why I just went for Father's Day to take my mom to go to her my grandfather's gravesite, and it was like my grandfather, my grandmother's right there, and then on the other side of the burial spot, my great grandfather, and my great grandmother. I was like, oh my gosh! So I'm just really finding a lot of stuff, and I'm like, this is something I did not know. And my grandfather was in World War I, and my father was in World War II.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, this is just getting so good.
Yeah. Good. So let me ask, what is the all right? I think maybe is there any way you could turn your volume down just a little bit, because it seems like I'm getting feedback.
I'm not. Something's popping up on my screen. I don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, right? In the North Carolina area, right? What steps, you know, are you taking part in any type of, you know, community activities, or how are you getting the word out that we are the indigenous people of this land? How is there anything that you are doing to spread the word? And if you are, then what are some of your methods that you're using?
Well, like down here, it's a whole lot of my family is right here, and they waking up too. And so, like, you know, every 2 years we always have a family reunion. And so this year, hopefully, you know, it'll be a little more intense, because we've always been trying to find family in Africa. And so I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I can't do this. It's like it never was a connection. And I'm like, and I'm not taking that DNA thing, because I didn't believe in that. Right. And so and so basically we always, so you go look that way, you go look this way, whatever, but it's like we could never come up with anything. And but I think we're going to come up with some stuff now, so knowing that we are indigenous to this land. So
okay, that's beautiful. So you know, sister, you know, is in the North Carolina area. So any one of you guys in the North Carolina area, then do me a favor, you know, put your information in the link that you and the sister could build, because this is what it's about, connecting the dots. bringing everybody together so that we're able to step up and let our voices be heard in millions. All right. And once again, I'm promoting this platform for the matriarchs, and I love it, man. Sis, do you have any children, and how are they? How are they reacting to the fact that they know that they're indigenous? Do they know what it means?
Like, I have 3 kids. Two of them. Well, one of them just graduated college like a year ago, and yeah, she pretty much know that something they've been teaching us lies. I'm like, yeah, baby, yes, and so she knows. But it's hard. It really disturbs me that I was not able to get into full detail, to give them full detail when they was growing up about how they are this and that and not that, because I did not know. I knew it was something, but I did not know. And I'll tell you this too: when I did start doing some research and stuff, I know I told you a while ago that my ancestors always spoke to me when I was a child too, but I used to be like, I don't know what that was. I was like, what is that voice, And so, like a boogeyman or something, right? Because that's what they teach you, okay? It's the boogeyman, right? And so, but it's like I was afraid, but then I wasn't afraid.
Right, I get it.
Afraid, and so and so that really like a light bulb went off, like a couple of years ago, a light bulb went off woke me up in a dream, and ever since then everything's been coming out like water, like but when Trump got elected, I thought that was why a light bulb went off in my head, because Trump, I'm like, oh my God, is that why the light bulb went off? I'm like, oh, so I was like, I just had to sit back and relax and think, why am I seeing all these things? What is it? What is going to happen? Because something's going to happen, and it's happening now.
Yes, it is.
It's happening.
Yes. Yep. And the beauty about it is,
our ancestors always spoke to me, but I did not understand.
Yes. All right. So
it's like they always spoke to me, and I just didn't understand. Go ahead.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah. So sis, this is what I want to thank you, so much for coming on. Like I said, I'm going to continue to do this, and I mean, you already know that all these dreams and the visions that you're having is actually a gift. You feel what I'm saying? So embrace it, because we're going to need you, all right, to be able to pass on certain things. You see what I'm saying? To the younger generations and to other sisters. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, when you go into the chat, give people your email, let them know, hey, I'm in the North Carolina area. If you're in that area, let's make this happen. But I want to, again, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll do this again, all right? And I hope you have a beautiful continuation. I'm going to have a couple of other sisters come on so we could talk. But thank you for sharing part of your story, and we are looking forward to hearing some more of it, okay?
And thank you.
Anytime, my sister, anytime. Take care.
I don't
all right.
know how to...
All right, so right now we're gonna go to I know I am on here, but I have one more sister that logged in before you. So please do me a favor, just hold on there, don't hang up. I just put you on mute for a second. We're gonna go to Natia. If you could do me a favor and unmute your phone, and there you go. And the floor is yours. Welcome to the chat. How are you feeling this evening?
Hi, Chief.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
All right, that's good. That's good. Welcome to the platform. Tell us a little bit, about yourself.
Well, I don't know if you recognize me, but I'm Uncle Kenny's niece.
Okay, yeah, I know who you are, but the platform don't know who you are. So, just tell them, hey, how, if you don't mind, tell them how old are you?
I'm 14.
14, and it's a good thing, and I'm glad you're a part of the platform, and I'll tell you why. Because the younger our children are, the better it is that they learn the truth as to who they are. So let me ask you a question. At what point did you start coming into the knowledge that you were actually indigenous?
I'm sorry, repeat your question.
The question was at what, you 14 now, but how old were you when you learned that you were actually indigenous?
I want to say I was about 12.
Okay, about 12. And how did you come into that information?
My uncle started getting into the history, and he passed it on to my dad, and then he passed it on to me and my sisters.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So are you doing anything, to spread the word amongst your friends? I mean, how do your friends feel when you tell them that you're indigenous? I mean, do you get any pushback? Do they say, oh, nah? I mean, what kind of energy do you get from them?
At first it's kind of like they're shocked, but then when I start explaining, it's like in their homes already the seeds have been planted. So when I start telling them and asking them questions, they're like, oh yeah, I've kind of heard that from my grandmother or my father or something. So I feel like it's already been set in them, and I kind of just let them come, like help them come to the conclusion themselves.
Okay. And so in your school, right? How is the school atmosphere, right? I know that they teach something contrary to what our story really is. So how does that work, in your school at the age of 14 when you hear this history that's being taught, but a lot of it is actually a fallacy? I mean, how does that translate in your mind? And are you allowed to tell your teachers, well, that's not true, or in a respectful way, or you just have to accept it the way it is?
Um, I sure don't accept it, but when I hear some of the lessons in my social studies class, I have questions and I raise my hand, and the teacher I receive pushback from my teacher, and she kind of she isn't able to answer my questions, so she kind of just moves on to another person. Like now that I know things, when I hear it, I can easily pick up that it isn't true.
Okay. Well, that's a beautiful thing. And, I just want to thank you so much, because not too many 14-year-olds are actually interested. Well, at least not that I know of, because I can't speak for everybody, but for at least not those I know of that's actually interested in, studying and knowing that they're indigenous and talking to their friends. And so I just want you to know I'm really proud of you, and I'm always here, for you guys. If you have any questions, any information, I'm always here. So I appreciate you, and I'm very proud of you, and continue doing what you're doing, because we need all our young minds, okay? All our young minds to change the paradigm of our story, because his story hasn't worked for us too well. We see what's going on. We know what's going on. It's an injustice to our people. It's an injustice to our children, all right? So I'm just so honored, okay, to have you on the platform as a young sister, that you're able to, to speak. So before, in conclusion, is there anything that you want to tell children that are your age, or even the adults, or that are younger than you, say before you leave, you want to tell them?
I'd like to tell children that they should get into this stuff. It's important to know your history and who you are. There's a lot going on right now, and you have to step up, because everyone can step up. The mothers, the fathers, and the children especially, because we are going to have the earth after you guys. It's getting passed on to us, so it's important we know where we come from, so we change after our parents and our grandparents are gone.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, you know what? Thank you so much. And you guys, I'm proud of you guys, and it's an honor once again, to be able to have this platform where everybody's voices could be heard. So thank you. And this is the first of the likes, but we definitely will be doing it again. All right. So I thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great evening.
You
All
too.
right. So once again, man, this is what we do. Our children. You heard what she said. It's important that parents teach us who we are, because after we are gone, all right, we're gonna leave a world for them. What kind of world are we leaving for our children? All right. So she's intelligent, and well, she's actually intelligent and not smart, because when you say you're smart, it means that you're in pain. All right. I'm Chief Strong, so I just wanted to let you know that. All right. If you look at the etymology of smart, it means to be in pain, but she's definitely intelligent. I could attest to that. All right. So I thank her for that. And with that being said, we have another sister on the platform. Sis, you could unmute your microphone, and thank you for being so patient. So go ahead and unmute yourself, and the platform is yours. All right. Oh, I think you would have to unmute yourself, sis, because I can't do it. You have to do it from your end. I still can't hear you, my sister. It still says you're mute. You know, because I'm trying to unmute you, but it seems like you have to do it on your end. So look on your phone and see if there's an unmute button and unmute it. Okay, it's still not working. I don't know why, but just so you know, the floor is yours. So whenever you are able to unmute you, then because I could see you, but I just can't hear you. No, I can't hear you. It says that you're mute. Like, you know, it seems like your microphone is off. And I don't have control to do it on my end. So you would have to do it on your end. Wow. All right, hold on for a second. Let me try something else. All right. Let's try this. All right, let me see now. How about this? Let me know if you could unmute yourself now. I'm not sure because it says that, you know, you're being presented to everyone, but your microphone is still mute. So I'm not sure what's going on, honestly. I'm not sure what's going on. I am radiant. You know, do me a favor and see if you could call back, because for some reason, like I said, I was seeing your face. I could see your profile, but I can't hear you. No. I definitely want you to come on. What you do is, this is what I'm gonna do, right? I want you to call back. Okay, I want you to call back because I want everybody's voice to be heard. So I'm gonna eject you and then call back if you can. All right, because for some reason it seems like your mic is not connecting. So if you can, please call back. All right, because like I said, man, I want everybody's voice to be heard. All right. Anybody else, any other sisters, you know what I mean, that wanna, you know, come through, you know what I mean, and just, you know, share your energy, share some love. You know, once again, the platform is yours. I'm putting the link below. I am radiant. Go ahead and you know, try again if you don't mind. You know, we are not going to allow any negative energies to prevent us from doing what we are doing. You know what I mean? So whatever force is trying to prevent you from speaking your piece, you know what I mean, then we're not going to allow them to stop us. You feel me? We ain't doing that because we in charge. We are in charge. So please try again. So we are hearing, you know, the voices of our women. We are hearing the voices of our children. And this is a beautiful time. You feel me? We are living in a time where we are our elders are gonna see history being made. You feel me? And there is nothing that they could do to stop it. All right. Somebody just tuned in. We have you know, my sister Felicia. No problem, Shelly. I get it. I appreciate you. All right. So Sister Felicia, can you hear me? Sister Felicia, can you hear me? And for any one of you guys, you know, who want to support the super chat, man, you know, feel free, you know, show some love. Sister Felicia, can you hear me? I mean, I mean, you're on, but I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm not gonna accuse, you know, YouTube for obviously other people were able to come on, so I'm not gonna accuse YouTube and thinking they sabotaging the live. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe there's something that's not connecting, but while they're figuring it out, what we'll do is we'll try to go for another, you know, half an hour. You know what I'm saying? Try to get a few more people in. If not, then we'll definitely have to catch them on the next build. But I'm trying my best to connect you guys. I am radiant. If you don't mind trying again, I would appreciate that. Okay. And once again, let me announce that we are looking for people who have non-profit organizations, because we are putting together our first, American Aboriginal walk. All right. So we want to make that big. All right. We want to get at least, for the least, 50,000 of us. Okay. For the least. All right. For the least. So we know we could get more, but we want to make a presence. Okay. We want to make sure that our voice is heard. All right. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's okay. I am radiant, and like I said, you were there. We just couldn't hear you. So again, if you feel like you want to try again, fine. If you want to give up and try another time, that's great as well. All right. So it's a beautiful thing. But Sister Felicia, if you want to try again, for some reason I couldn't hear you. If that's the extent of the guests or the sisters that are willing to come on, then I would just, say a few things in conclusion. All right. And I'll just reiterate again. One of my purpose rather of doing this build today is because I haven't seen platforms where, the thank you, Aboriginal American Deity, for the super chat donation. That I appreciate that. All right. I haven't seen too many platforms, or even at all, where, sisters or matriarchs are able to, that know that they are indigenous, that know that they are Aborigines, that know they are the original American Indians. I haven't really seen any platforms, giving them the opportunity, all right, to let their voice be heard, or even our children. It's always male dominated, and always debates and fighting and trying to see who got the biggest cojones. You know what I mean? And I want, and for me, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying that I want my platform to be a little bit different. All right. This is a platform where it's not about fighting each other. It's not about debating. It's about coming together, getting out the facts, getting out the truth. All right. And it's facts over feelings. All right. If something is true because you feel a certain way, or you have been taught all your life to think or feel a certain way, it doesn't mean that you have to continue living that lie. Okay. Change happens within the mind first. Okay. And then once the mind, okay, it is, how would I put it, revolutionized, so to speak, then the body will follow. That's why for them to have control of the people, they have to control the people's minds. You feel me? And that's where the mental slavery comes in. So now once they got your mind, they got your body. But I'm here to tell you that we are all one people, okay? Regardless of the separation that they try to make us think that one person is better than the next, or a certain group is better than the next. No, you have to realize the art of war, okay? The art of war, and divide and conquer is one of them, all right? So let's continue to grow. Let's continue to love each other again. More videos are gonna come. More guests are gonna come. More topics are gonna come, because we have a lot to discuss. All right. So with that being said, it seems like that's the extent of the sisters coming on. So Felicia, if you don't mind, give it another shot, one more attempt. I would appreciate that. Because I really wanted the platform to hear your story. Really wanted them to hear your story, and everyone that's in these different areas. Okay, please let people know where you at. All right, post what state you in, what city you in, so that anybody who's in your area, y'all could link up and build. All right, because too many people are saying, Chief, I feel alone. Chief, you know what, man, or what people. No, there's enough of us. All right, there is enough of us. I don't care if it's one other person. I don't care if it's two other people. I don't care if it's four other people that's in your area. Come together, okay, in the name of our ancestors, and build. That's all you have to do is just start the spark. All right, start the spark, and everything else will follow. I guarantee you that, because right now the wave is just it's out of this world. The energy is out of this world. All right, so we have ATL in the building. Anybody who's in ATL, all right, hit up Susquehanna. All right, we have people in North Carolina. We got people in Chicago. We got people in California. You feel me? We got people in Alabama. All right, I actually called in Alabama. They have this museum where they have so-called African Americans buried. And they have the museum. Inside of the museum, they have a burial ground. All right, and in the burial ground, they have these planks that's made out of wood, right? And each of those pieces of wood represent a body that was lynched. And I'm talking about thousands and thousands of our ancestors that they're calling African Americans. So I call them and I let them know that we want to come honor our ancestors, all right? And we want to come do a ritual. So they tell me that they're going to call me either tomorrow or Tuesday or Wednesday, all right? So we all could go to Alabama and pay homage to our ancestors and make sure that we let them know those are not African Americans, those are indigenous people, and we want them to change the narrative of that story. Because I told y'all before, okay, if we don't stand up and make sure that our story is told, then nothing is gonna happen. I appreciate the super chat donation. You know, my sister AB, thank you so much for the acknowledgement. All right, check out Locono Empire. We have all Aboriginal women panel on Sundays. Okay, great. Definitely. Do me a favor, Born Free. Send me my email is in the link below. Send me the link. All right, send me the link and I'll definitely check it out. All right, and maybe one day we could all do a build together because that's what I'm about. All right, I see somebody, Sister Felicia. I see that you're on. Can you hear me now? Make sure that your speaker is on. Make sure that your speaker is on. The speaker on your phone, make sure it's on because I can't hear you. You could probably hear me, but I can't hear you. Okay. Well, for some reason, you're not being connected. And okay, you just muted yourself. All right. Unmute yourself and let's see if we could hear you, because for some reason I can't hear you. All right. Born Free just posted the link. I just opened up his link. You know, the link to they have a Sunday event. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, it's all, you know, sisters. So y'all could check that out as well. All right, because each and every one of us, man, we have to learn to promote each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. You know, this platform right here, ain't no selfishness in that at all. Okay, if I have to promote another brother or sister channel because they have good content and they're doing what they're supposed to do, I'm gonna promote it. All right, I'm gonna promote it, and hopefully other people will do the same. Okay. Well, Sister Felicia, man, listen, I really want to get you on, but for some reason I can't hear you. It's showing that you know that I'm not mute. I didn't mute you on my end, but for some reason I can't hear you. So I don't know if it's your speaker. I don't know if it's your phone, but we probably gonna have to figure that out another time. I really wish that, you know, you were able to come on to share your story, because I really think that our people need to hear your story, because a lot of them actually have dealt with the situation, but you have the proof of that. Okay, so I'm not going to tell people what it is, but maybe next time, you know, we'll figure this out, and you'll be able to talk to the platform. All right, I do apologize about, you know, you not being able to connect, because I just can't. I don't know what's going on. All right, so guys, man, listen, to me that was a great build. Mission was accomplished. A lot of our sisters' voices were heard, and for future, you know, in the future, I'm going to be doing more of that, you know. And Born Free, they have a platform as well where they provide, you know, a platform for sisters to build. And let's do this. Okay, let's do this. All we could do, each and every one of us, you know, let's continue to play our part. All right, this is our future. This is our well, you know what? Let me start with this, because like I tell people, the past, the present, and the future, they're all synonymous. All right. So this is our past, this is our present, and then it's our future. Thank you, Miss Mohawk, for the super chat donation. I totally appreciate that. And Miss Mohawk, Aboriginal, I definitely got to get you on, you know, the next build. Sherry and Shelly and other Sister Zazie, I sent you the link, but I didn't see that, you know, you connected. So maybe next time. Hey, you know what, Felicia, it's okay. All right, you know, we're gonna do this again and again and again and again. This is just the beginning of a beautiful thing. All right. And I just want also I just wanted the platform to to meet you so that it's not just us out here doing this. Okay, this is a beautiful energy that's all around the country, all over the Americas, all over the world. As a matter of fact, the entire world is waiting for us Aborigines to wake up because they know who we are. But the problem is the majority of us didn't know who we are. And that's why the world, a lot of these people don't respect us. All right. You see, when you step up in their faces and they know who you are, they can't do nothing about it. You feel me? And that's why they're afraid. They're scared. Right now, they're shaking because they know that the energy is out there and they can't stop it. So it would be in their best interest, okay, to work with us and stop fighting us because they're going to lose anyway. You feel me? They know they're going to lose. They cannot defeat us spiritually, physically, none of that. All right? They can't. Okay, because our ancestors are actually on our side and the Most High is on our side. So we can't lose. All right. Thank you, glorious Lord Jim, for the super chat donation. Miss Mohawk, you are absolutely next time. You feel me? Next time. And Bon Freeman, listen, like I said, each one support one. I'm not one of them brothers that when somebody have a channel and they're doing good work, I'm not going to promote them because I want to be selfish. That's not in my nature. All right. Then I know the more that I give, and if I could promote your channel because you're doing good work, then that means somebody else is going to get some knowledge. You feel me? So at the end of the day, that's how I am. All right. We all got to start looking out more for each other. And I'm going to continue to promote that. I'm going to continue to push that. I'm going to continue to teach that. Okay. Because when we are divided, it's easy to infiltrate. And that's why they're winning this physical fight, because we are too divided. All right. So once again, thank you each and every one again for being part of the build. I really appreciate your energy. I do hope you have a great continuation. All right. Continue to be good to each other. Remember, being indigenous is a lifestyle. Okay. It is not just, well, today I'm indigenous and tomorrow I'm something else. No, you have to live that life every single day because it's in your DNA. They can't take that away from you. You feel me? So you have to live that every single day. Present who you are. Represent who you are. When you step out there with that confidence that none of them have authority over you, because this is our home. This is our land. And trust me, by our ancestors' grace, they are going to honor us in our home. Okay, whether they like it or not, they don't have a choice. Period. All right. So when you step out there, know who you are. Let them know who you are. Okay. And anytime people start calling you Black and African American, correct them. Put them in their places. All right. Because they know damn well we ain't Black and they know damn well we're not from Africa. So it's your responsibility. Play your part. Okay. So I'm not even going to say in closing because we ain't closing nothing. This is going to continue to flow. This energy is going to continue to flow. So in the midst of the continuation, okay, enjoy the rest of your evening. Continue to love each other. All right. And yes, anybody who's in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Mama Lioness is in Georgia. All right. So hit her up. If she could provide, you guys exchange emails or whatever, make it happen. Like I said, it is time for us to come together as the children of Turtle Island. Okay, we have one mother. Yes, Mother Earth. All right. But Mother Earth also birthed another daughter, which is Turtle Island, and that's our home. So Mother Earth is like our grandmother, so to speak, right? And Turtle Island is our mama. So let us honor our mama and let us not allow anybody to tell us that this is not our home or this is Africa. No, it ain't no damn Africa. This is America. You feel me? And we are American Aboriginals. We are the people they call the American Indian, and we are going to stand on that. And we are going to make sure they respect that. All right? And that's just all I got to say for now. Talk to you guys later, and we will talk soon. I'm out.